group tag up of Final Boss. And actually, we're going to be going live really fast already up here. And we'll be live here with the first round of Death Toll. Final Boss on Survivor side. And Blade, you can by all means take away this first attack. But the tank will be at 38% with the Witch up at 58.
Right. So we have a Charger, Smoker, and Jockey, and the support infected is a Boomer? Yeah, it's hard for me to see in this HUD. But it looks like they'll just be clearing some comment, trying to block response. The Boomer comes in and absolutely gets destroyed. And I think they'll start saving for the ladder now.
Yeah, indeed. And they could rush the ladder actually right now with only 3 SI up, but there's a lot of comment down here below the bridge, so it looks like they're just going to opt and take it slow and just clear everything out nice and easily. And also, as far as knowing what spawns come up, if you type in exclamation point spec HUD, that really helps out. It gives you what spawns there and everything. And we have a car flying in here. Tank is up in the hands of Thyko. Once again, we only have one war room tonight. That card barely missing Evil of Final Boss. And this tank definitely has the head rolls on him. Yeah, I think he'd make it work. Boomer coming in from the back misses completely on the survivors, and that will cause him to get shut down. Tank is now in play, throwing a couple of rocks at the survivor. And, I mean, we could do a Final Boss war room, I guess, but I think it would be more interesting on SI side. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's easier just to watch them play this out. It looks like we have Poco still dead for another 5 seconds. So we need to, they probably are going to try to push in with 3 cameras, and it looks like they did get a Smoker again, so hopefully they'll try to push in with this attack, or they'll just play it long and try to get some rocks. It looks like he's hiding behind that bit of rush, and hoping to get some more range back. He's sitting at 85%, so it's not doing too bad. He's taking a minute chip from the Uzi's fan, though. He lost about 6% of his HP. Looks like they're coming in with the attack. Charger misses. Smoker's coming in, the Jockey gets death stopped, and the Smoker gets broken, so it looks like the tank is just content to sit back and let them get rocks for him.
Most definitely. He's hiding way up behind the brush. He's actually not even where the survivors can actually see him. When you're behind that little wall there of forest, you can't actually be seen by the survivors. So it's a little cheap, but it's allowed, obviously, else it would be blocked. And Survivor's actually going to opt to push ahead here. They know he committed the cars that were hittable back here, so there's no hittables that are immediately usable right here in this area, so they're pretty safe right here. And he has no hittables to work with. He's stalling for his pass, but he looks like he's going to commit right now. Throwing a rock at Zoe, barely missing her, and he's going to go hop up in the woods off to the right up here.
He left himself in a much more vulnerable position here, though they didn't really have a choice. It was a really good call by Final Boss to continue to push, because they knew most of the hittables were already in play. But strange enough, the tank didn't go for them. He just let those SI die one wave and then killed the Smoker and let the survivors push up. I don't know. Was that a questionable decision on this tank?
Yeah, I mean, he's currently chipped down to 3,300 HP. He's really taken a lot of chip, and he hasn't even thought of committing yet. He's just been hiding out in the woods, but really good heads-up play by Final Boss, knowing where he is, being able to pinpoint him in the forest and actually get the chip out onto him. And as Blade said, he is on second pass now, down to 75%, 70% now, and he is going to finally commit onto survivors here. As they look like they're way out of position, though, this tank has not managed to land a single hit yet, and he's finally going to throw a rock, but gets killed off before he can even get the rock off. That's going to be a no-hitter tank for the first tank. Tank gets leveled there by Lewis, and that will be the end of the tank and attack. And really just strong survivor play coming out from Final Boss in the first half of the map here.
Right. It may have been some sort of communication issue for Banana. It seemed like the tank was fully ready to commit, but the SI just had trouble fighting the spawn. Yeah, I mean, they do have a witch to play around, though. So
yeah, that's really that's Banana's only last chance to get any good damage in on this map, really. And if they can make it happen here, that's great. That tank was definitely lacking what it needed, though, and that was at least one hit. And we got Bill not even go for the draw count, just runs straight in at the witch and gets the crown. Just manning up. Nice double boom and a nice double cap. Oh, almost a triple cap. A brief triple cap, but still a very strong double cap in more aspects than one. And that's going to be actually quite a bit of damage going on the Final Boss. A nice hit there by the South American team, Banana's Slinglosa. And maybe we underestimated them. Maybe that tank was just a misplay in general. Maybe they still have something up their sleeve for us.
Yeah, I definitely thought it was some sort of communication issue, but yeah, that hit was pretty well executed for what they got. They got a boom on 2 and almost a right cap. One of the cappers got cleared right before the Charger landed, but they still got some exceptional damage and shaved off about 200 of the health. So it's very impressive that they did as much damage as they did with the Witch. That's probably going to be all they're going to get for this map, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing they can really hope for here is some sort of really amazing double cap with this Hunter Jockey. Hunter and Jockey are trying to land. Hunter did land, but Jockey's still fighting with Zoe in the background, not managing to latch onto her just yet, and gets meleeed down finally by Zoe herself. And that's going to be the rest of the map. I'm just going to walk up this hill and grind to the safe room. Not really much else that Banana Slinglosa can do here.
Yeah, they got the damage they could, and off like 2 attacks, that's not too bad. They went from down from almost a perfect health bonus down to 568, so not too bad. You can definitely see that they have played SI together before, but I just feel like that take was just miscoordination. Hopefully they'll do better on the Survivor side.
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, not Bananas, but Final Boss really just got excellent chip on the tank. I mean, there's not much else to be said. When he was up in the woods, he still took about 1,500 chip alone just from hiding out up there throwing rocks. And when the survivors finally switched positions, he took another 3K.
Reports that Riverside held out.
Unless anyone has a better plan, I say we head there.
Yeah, the tank was really interesting. It seemed like they had a plan in place for him. It seemed like they just wanted the SI to keep going in and getting rocks, but it seemed like they already had a plan to get the car in play and going with that. So it's just like they changed plans on the fly and it didn't really work out for them very well.
Yeah, I mean, the tank, in my opinion, he should have spot the cause and committed with them, but he decided kind of like commit them and then back out, and allowed the survivors the chance to just push forward because they knew he had no cars on the other side of the bridge, and it just really ended up, messing with him in the end. But we are going to see what they managed to do here on Survivor side. Banana Slinglosa versus Final Boss, and it looks like the SI might be going for an early hit here. The Charger is stepping the trees off to the right. Not too sure if that's a precursor to an earlier attack here, as they don't really need to set up for the ladder because the tank spawns up before they even touch the ladder anyway. So we could very well see an early hit here.
Yeah, it looks like the Charger had someplace he wanted to go in the first attack, but oh, there he goes, he spawns in from the back, the Smoker's getting full forward, gets cleared immediately, the Charger misses, the Mover lands on one, and the Jockey's actually got a pretty good separation, and he gets pulled down, he's taking a good amount of chip, and oh, the Charger's getting a ton of damage. Lewis has lost almost all his permanent health. Boomer's getting meleeed, and it looks like they're still trying to clear the Jockey. Oh, and Lewis ends up going down, a great first hit from Final Boss. They really didn't. They had that attack cleared almost, but they just let the Jockey get too much done. And now the tank is in play, they need to do something before this car kills them all.
Yeah, most certainly. What do you say we just throw this over to a Final Boss War Room and see what they're doing for this tank?
Absolutely.
Just go in, just go in. That car's sliding down, actually.
You can hit it back up.
Yo, he's stopped.
Let's go, guys. Let's go. Let's go. No, just let him get at the car. And
Let me keep going. Let me keep going.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I got cornered. I got it. Okay. Okay, he's down.
He's dead.
Fucking dead. Oh shit, I crashed.
Don't bother pausing it. Just get the way. We don't need to pause.
It's okay. Don't.
Yeah. What is going on? She just like froze in midair.
Good tank, Jin.
Oh hey, that's a, so how did Lewis die? Like, was he actually? He wasn't black and white.
Yeah, don't let up, guys. Don't let up.
How did he die?
And we are back from that war room with Final Boss, an extremely well-played tank there by Extrel. I'm not too sure that actually is. He has a picture of Emma Watson. I'm not too sure what his actual handle is. But needless to say, that was the wipe coming out there from Final Boss onto Banana Slinglosa with a final score for the map of 988 to 100. Just really well played round there by Final Boss, really showing their dominance here early on in the map.
Yeah, they've established they're much better at playing tanks than Banana. Well, again, maybe Banana had a fluke on map 1, but that play was excellent. They got the follow-up car hit after Lewis was picked up, and they didn't let up. They keep putting pressure on. He missed the car to get the kill, but it didn't really matter because the SI were ready to support him.
Reloading!
Sorry for the brief dead air there. I'm just trying to clear up the spectate.
Right. Banana has a lot to do this map, too, to get the things done. They need to get solid SI hits on both the tank and the Witch. Ideally, they'd like a wipe on the tank, but it seems like Final Boss is pretty good at dealing with them. But they need to play their Survivor side good as well. They need to play both sides almost perfect because they have an 800 gap right now. Obviously, you could chalk it up to ping disparity, but I really just think some of their fighting wasn't that good either. As you said before, I think he should have committed with the car.
Yeah, and I still stand by that. I think once he got the car over on the other side of the bridge, he should have just committed with it. He shouldn't have just stayed back in the woods. Especially when they had their SI up and 3 cappers along with it. I think that was probably the best chance to actually get something done in that round with the tank. But that was map 1, and we're going to go right into map 2, obviously. And, I mean, there's a 900-point disparity right now about. So, I mean, Banana Slingers have a lot to work up to and live up to right now, and they have a long way to do that. But we're going to have Hunter Jockey working in right here. Jockey does manage to land on the builder for a split second. Hunter worked their way in just as well. Split does go down on the charge. That's going to be quite a bit of damage coming out of Survivors after the first hit. Ace is already slow, down to 38 HP solid, and that's a big hit. That's not the Banana Slingers we saw 1 map ago.
Right. Their SI seemed very good, but it just seemed like they had some communication issues. Oh, that was very close.
Extro literally saving his teammate there by whacking the witch in the face with the pan at the very end there. She almost got her big claw out onto Bill's face. So Bill does owe him one. And nice jockey shutdown by Bill out onto him. And that's going to save him from a little bit of a capper.
It seems like Banana is setting up to hit them after they hit the event button. Usually for this map, you want to hit the event and go back into the tunnel. It gives you a lot of coverage against the horde at the SI spawn. But it doesn't look like they'll do that. It looks like they're holding for Typhoon, which ends up being a Hunter. So we have a Hunter, Smoker, Boomer, and Charger ready. Looks like they're Smoker setting up in the tunnel. The Hunter's coming up from the back, and he gets on Francis, gets cleared immediately. The Charger gets doubled by the Boomer and gets killed immediately. And the Smoker's just left at Ghost, wondering what the hell happened to his setup.
Yeah, so a beautiful shutdown by Final Boss. Just really, you know, they're like, all right, we'll give you 1 attack, but we're going to shut you down this one. And that's exactly what they did. It's a really nice attack shutdown there by them once again. And that will be the end of the event. And they still have a tank to contest with here, but tank's really far up ahead at 82%. So that's going to be like up near midway of the tunnels up ahead, I believe. Might be right as soon as you get out of the tunnels.
The 80% where the tank spawns is not where the Survivors have to get. And it looks like we have an attack coming in. Hunter lands, it gets cleared immediately, the Smoker gets cleared, the Jockey gets cleared, and everything's down. They're very good at dealing with these kinds of attacks. It seems like without a Boomer, Final Boss has no issues with dealing with the SI attacks that come in from Banana.
Yeah, most definitely. Ace is still bleeding, obviously. He's already popped 1 set of pills, and he's about to be able to pop the next one with that little contestant from his team telling him not to. As they probably have 2 or 3 pills up ahead here in this room.
Looks like they're just trying to clear common before they go for it. They know another hit's ready. We've got a Hunter, Charger, Boomer, and Spitter. Not exactly the kind of hit you want in this area, but Charger's coming in and he lands. And the Spitter is the daylight and $1 short. It's just not quick enough to get the damage they need on Bill.
Yeah, most certainly. And a good quick clear there by Bill onto Lewis. After Lewis actually shut down the Spitter before she was able to actually spit, which really negated a lot of damage as the Hunter did manage to land onto Lewis right afterwards. So I was going to push right up here, up to the tank, and we'll get him triggered. And it's probably right around here, I think in the middle of the room up ahead.
Should be pretty close. They're at 67%. It may actually have to be near the ladder upwards. Not sure. It has not spawned yet.
There we go, I win. And there we go.
Spitter comes in and looks like the SI are just trying to stop them from going backwards, but it didn't really pan out for them.
Yeah, it looks like Sarah's actually going to opt to try and get some early chip here. Zoe's still staying up in front with the pipes, going to try and chip him down as he comes in. And actually, Tank didn't know that Zoe was that close, and he's going to take a little bit of chip there, 210 to be exact. And Tank should be able to push up now without taking any more chips, or I was half fully backed out to the bridge that lowered. And yeah, we're going to see what they want to do here. Final Boss, once again, is the only war room that we have. And yeah, we're probably going to say that for SI side. Maybe if you guys ask, we'll do Survivor side war room for them. But as it stands right now, we're going to keep it here for Banana Slinglosa's tank.
Looks like he's about to lose his first pass. Yep, his range meter rebuild. He's on his second pass. They've got a Hunter, Boomer, and Jockey. 100 times around trying to distract, but I don't think it's going to work very well on Final Boss. Hank looks like he's coming in. He's going down and he's just getting the 8 alive with his the Boomer gets popped immediately, and they're just getting thrown back. The 100 pounds in, and they land to hit on Chris. Spitter didn't do much. Hunter gets played immediately, and it looks like Lewis is going to go down here.
I'm down.
Tank pulls out with under 1k HP. And it looks like he's just going to try to play for rocks until he goes AI. I doubt he'll go back in there, just mean his death.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if he actually committed here at any point. It is his best bet just to stay back, try to do some cover. He's actually going to commit, goes for the hit on Lewis, but misses completely, and that will be in the tank. I was definitely an impression he was just going to try to throw some curve rocks at them.
Yeah, I guess he hoped he wanted to get another hit in, but hope springs eternal, and didn't pan out for him too well. They're just going to have to wait for a hit up the ladder, I think. Chemistry is dead for another 8 seconds, then just gives them time to push up. It may actually have to be outside.
I'm reloading.
Most definitely. And now we're just going to see Soraya kind of wait here, try and take out this next attack, maybe even bait it. But they know it should be up here at the top of this ladder right here, and exactly that's what's going to happen. Jockey gets him back down the ladder. Charger coming in for Lewis, but gets met, or a level I should say. Smoker with a brief pull out on Lewis as well, gets one scratch onto him, and that will be the end of the attack. All SI are shut down, and this will pretty much give the survivors a free safe room. Zoe's actually lingering in the back a little bit though, so there might be a chance for another SI attack here. Not too sure what she was hung up on, but she was definitely way behind.
Reloading.
They may get a attack right at the end of the tank
Into the
first there.
caboose.
But they have to act quick if they want it. No, it's too late. Final boss gets in with a 360 health bonus, and 2 of them have solid health. Actually, Acer still has a smidgen of solid health left, but they did much better than they did map 1. But they improved their SI, now let's see if they can improve their survivor.
Yeah, as you said, I definitely believe that Banana Slinglosa did a much better job on this half than they did on their previous half back on map 1. But once again, their tanks just really aren't cutting it. The tank managed to get pretty much 3 hits, I believe it was, onto Lewis, and that was it. Actually, he got one onto Francis, and then a rock punch onto Lewis. So yeah, still 3 hits. And we're going to see what they manage to do here on the survivor side. They need to have a hell of a survivor side if they want to actually close up this gap here. Final boss is just kind of pulling away with this one after the first 2 maps. And once again, we need to see this answered by Final Boss right here, right now. Or answered by Banana Slinglosa right here, right now.
Looks like they've got an attack ready for when all 4 survivors are out, but they're playing it slow. Looks like Zoe's trying to block spawns. The spitter is ready behind those canisters over there. Are they going to the right? It looks like 2 of them are going out, but the spawn's up. The charger and the jockey come down from above. The hunter lands, the charger misses, and the jockey lands. So we got 2 capped in. The hunter actually counts Lewis to the spit, and that actually didn't do as much damage as I thought it was going to. Lewis only lost about half his life.
Yeah, it was definitely less than I thought it would be. And Lewis is going to go push up right to the Witch here. He thinks Ali side down, but there is a Charger. Charger's going to stumble Lewis, and the Witch will get hit on the Lewis. Beautiful play there by the Charger. Not even going for the in-cap, but hits the wall next to Charger, stumbling Lewis. And that will be a free in-cap out onto him. And that's going to be a pill pop with that.
That was actually really smart by the Charger. He was like, well, I missed the charge down the tunnel, so I'll just wrap around and wait for the Witch. And that really ended up paying off, and now Lewis lost all his life. Luckily for Banana, though, Lewis had already lost half of his permanent to begin with, so it wasn't the worst person to have the Witch and cap them on.
Yeah, it's pretty much the best of the worst, I guess. If you want to go scenario-wise. And we're going to see survivors just kind of push up here and try and trigger this event. I was reading in chat, actually, that in South America, they have to climb up the ladder to trigger the button. Like, they can't do a little jumping thing that we do where we jump and we press E on the button and it triggers it. Supposedly, they actually have to walk all the way around up the ladder and then walk over to the button. Which I wonder, I hope they know. Wait, what was that?
I said, is that a rule just like they said, like you have to go up the ladder?
No, I think it's literally part of the configure map or something. But we're going to have to attack Triggered here. Nice double cap laying out on the survivors, and Spit goes down onto Zoe. Jockey also lands down to Lewis and drags him off in the tunnel a little bit. That's going to be a lot of damage down to Zoe. Not an in-cap, but she will dip into the red here. And it looks like the South Americans don't know that they can actually just jump up and press the button, because they are actually going all the way up to press it. And with Lewis pressing the button, we will have him falling back into the tunnel here.
It's unfortunate that they went all that way just to hit the button, and it's just they really need to be better about playing these Spitter Charger combos, because Zoe lost so much health from that attack, and they just don't have the pills to throw around. They don't even have the tank up yet. Hunter coming in from the tunnel. The Boomer trying to break the door up, but I'm not sure that's good. He actually does hit one. The Boomer pulls back. The Charger get anyone? Yes, he did get Lewis. Hunter still pouncing around. He lands on one of the three. They need to get him on build. It took so long to get that.
Blake, could you PM me the command to limit the server slots?
One moment.
Reloading.
Reloading.
Reloading. Watch out! Where you shoot?
Reloading.
We got weapons over here. I need help. Reloading.
We might need these.
Looks like Evil has a charger set up in the tunnel waiting for them to most likely trigger the tank and try to go back. I'm not sure they may get a hit earlier. Bananas moving really slow. We have a smoker and Acer and Ammo are still on their lawn timers. Got a boomer and a spitter. So a 2 support, 2 capper setup, which isn't exactly what they wanted, but they can use the spitter to deny like them backing up.
Reloading. Reloading.
Reloading.
The command doesn't seem to be working. We're trying to clear out the server, the spectators, we're trying to get them to leave. I don't know how many left because this HUD doesn't show me how many spectators there are. Could you give me a count, Blade?
Weapons over here.
We've got 13 people on the server. We've got Ramon, Pam, and Knights on the server, I think. It still says it's set to 31 max.
Reloading.
Reloading.
Charger. Zoe.
It looks like the tank is up in the hands of Evil. Taking a little bit of chip, but there really isn't a lot the Infected can do to stop them from backing up. They may be able to get a boom. Looks like he's set up for that. Gets on 2 actually. That's quite the arc. He pops out just to get him to pop, and it looks like Evil is just hiding the CP away from the spawns. Doesn't want to take the chip to commit with that boom. He actually gets a rock off Lewis. That was really good. They only have Francis and Bill with any solid health left, and they're sitting at a 124 health
Weapon over
bonus,
here.
which is less than a third of Evil final bosses. Looks like Jockey, Hunter, and they get another cap, so they do have a tri-cap, so they may commit, and they just keep eating the rocks. Rock coming in. Oh, that is a tri-cap. Francis smoked. Slowly cleared it out, but Bill eats another rock and gets incapacitated. Evil's only sitting at 82% of his HP. He has plenty to work with. They need to start focusing less on chipping him and getting Bill up. They can't have him down when another tap comes in. Extras are almost already back up. Acer is got sitting on 12 seconds of ammo, sitting at 8 seconds. Another rock comes in and oh, he kills Lewis. As you can see from the spec check, chemistry playing Lewis is not happy about that. We've got a Boomer, Jockey, Hunter, and I think Evil final boss is ready to close this out. Francis goes down and gets boomed. Luckily, the 2 people that are still up still have, are not boomed, but Zoe goes down and there's only 1 left and he gets jockeyed, and that's pulled out the round. Excellent tank play for final boss.
Most definitely
But
not.
it's more of a testament to how much damage they did early on the map because it didn't take much of anything. It took 1 rock to incapacitate most of the survivors. So it's really just a testament to how good final boss's SI play is.
Help! Zoe.
Yeah, most certainly. And as we saw right there, another wipe coming out from final boss with their tank play. They just having really good tank play in general, getting work done. And sorry once again for the dead air and the whole mess up and console up on the screen and whatnot. We're trying to clear the server out of spectators and whatnot. They don't seem to listen, so I had to go and figure out the commands and such. Because I haven't actually touched a server in like a year and a half. So I was completely out.
You'll need to put the commands in again because
Really?
it's in the server config, so it's executed every time the map changes. Unfortunately, those commands can only be changed with source mod, so you have to prefix it with
Alright,
Essence of R.
who's left to be kicked? Pam and Knight. Alright, so that should be all specs done, so hopefully this will go off without a hitch, or any more hitches, let's try. Let me go ahead and bring up my overlay once again so you guys can see that and not just a plain screen for right now. And we will be going live here with the third map, first half, final boss up, actually with a huge lead, almost 1,400 points, and the first attack will be coming in here. Jackie is cleared right away after initiating on the Bill. Charlie gets one punch and then chest bumping off of Bill, and the rest attack will get shut down fairly easily. And the final boss is going to have a pretty easy run here up until they meet that witch, which is at 37%. So actually there might be one more hit between the witch and where the survivors are right now. So we will look out for that.
Up the stairs.
Yeah, the SI hit was actually pretty sloppy. I saw the jockey come in before anybody else was ready to spawn, and he got clipped before the charger even was off the roof. So I don't know. Their SI is kind of hit and miss lately. They got some great hits in on the witch and just straight attack with the spinner, but it just seems like ones where they need to lead somebody to lead. It's a little sloppy. We have a boomer, charger, smoker, and jockey, so let's see if they can make plays with that.
Well, certainly, and they are going to go ahead and trigger that witch. Witch will be going after Bill here. Charger working, trying to get that lane out onto Bill, but is going to miss him completely. Boomer goes in, hasn't landed on anyone yet except for Lewis, and that's a huge hit actually coming in, and then Boomer actually proxy onto Zoe and actually clears smoke, but the witch will in the meantime get the hit out onto Bill. So it will be a down to Bill. I think the Boomer might have messed up a little bit there. I don't think he should have stood right next to the boom or the pulled survivor. Kind of gave him a clear in that.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't exactly the great execution outside, but they did get what they wanted. They wanted the witch to incapacitate someone, and they got exactly that.
Certainly, and the tank will not be up until 81%, so that's way up ahead. That's like they have to get right in front of the house that you go through that has ammo in the weapon case. That will be pretty much where the tank will spawn. But Boom going misses completely on the survivors. Hunter going for the DP, misses the DP, and gets shut down with the jockey going. Lands briefly out onto Bill and actually can put some damage out onto him, but he doesn't have any full health to actually speak of anyway. So that's not going to be all that much damage done to the health bonus. And survivors going to keep working their way through the map.
Weapons here.
Yeah, when it comes to health bonus, which is what modifies the survival bonus at the end of the map, survivors with permanent health, the ones that painful don't give you, they're much more valuable. They count much more towards the health bonus. So you definitely want to aim for them. Bill's already been down, so he's not going to be worth as much. He'll still take some off the health bonus by hurting him, but it's not going to be as much as the Boomer gets popped immediately. The Smoker's spawning up behind them, but it looks like he doesn't know what to do anymore. The Hunter and Charger are just in ghost mode, just going like, well, I guess it's time to despawn and get another hit, or actually, the Hunter spawned up, but he's just jumping around. Are they waiting on Tycho and going to hit the house, I guess?
I would definitely wait for this tank to spawn before they throw his first hit in, because, alright, there's tank, so he's going to spawn up here. And actually, we completely didn't do a war room last round because I was doing stuff server-wise. So I think maybe we should do a survivor war room here for final boss. We have attack going in, though. Charger does land briefly out onto Billy again. But once again, he's not health bonus, so he's just going to keep popping pills away until there's no more pills to be popped. Tank's going to throw a Hail Mary rock. I doubt it's going to hit, and D's going to just clip the tree and disappear. And let's just go ahead and toss this right over final boss war room.
Alright.
You'll be on second pass or close to it, so just LOS. Fuck him up.
Are you taking it way back or here? Like
just over here. I don't think he's bringing the car. I haven't heard anything.
He is.
Oh, he is?
Yes.
Who cares? We have rocks and a pole.
You're gonna have to commit since we ran all the way back.
LOS right now.
Ciao. On top
Call
of
up the car.
Clearing common.
You bait at the Boomer.
Car's in, watch the car.
Chat. Whew. Push him now, push him hard.
Get on the side, get on the side.
Yeah, get out. Just keep pushing him, he has nowhere to go.
Go forward, go forward.
Go,
Back
go.
up.
Push him, just push him. He's not even.
Okay, he's not getting. Okay, then push me out.
Yeah, rock him. Hunter.
He's on ammo. He's out.
Get back
Rock.
now. You're by yourself now. Ducking.
I'm coming for Acer. I got the Acer. Focus tank now.
Pounce.
I got Acer. Just keep focusing tank.
Where is he? I don't even see him.
He's in
the
the
bush.
trees. He was chasing me.
No support.
Dead. Good job.
Dead. Nice job, guys.
At least we're going the right way.
And we are back, and that was a tank in the hands of Banana Slinglosa, once again getting pretty easily handled there by Final Boss.
Weapons here.
Not even much damage coming out from him to speak of. The real damage came from the jockey landed out on the bill, who once again isn't any part of the help bonus right now, and he's just feeding off the pills. He's feeling good.
I guess Banana finds the red glow enticing, but they need to start doing damage on the other people. It was very interesting how he continued to push after the hittable was out of play because they knew to push him.
Yeah, that was the call they made inside of Mumble. They were like, once the hittable went by them, they said, alright, push him hard, because the attack already half of it went in, and they knew the car was behind them, so they were like, just push into him, he has nothing. If he wants to commit, he commit. We're gonna have attack going here, Charger lands briefly out on Bill, who once again is not the health bonus, his spit goes down to him as well, but once again, it's just not gonna do what they want to do. It's not gonna hit the health bonus where it matters. And they still have 3 survivors sitting in, not just sitting in, but sitting high in the green, I should say.
Yeah, they've just let Bill soak up all the damage, and I don't really know why Banana can't land on somebody else, I guess.
Reloading.
The issue being is just they can keep feeding their pills into Bill, and they continue to keep their permanent health bonus win. They're sitting at 764, and I believe the max is it 800 or is it changed via map?
This map, the current max for this is about 1200, I believe. Yeah, the current max distance is 600, so that would make the health bonus worth 1200. So the max health bonus possible is 1200, and they're currently sitting at a 764 health bonus.
Okay.
I'm gonna ring this bell. I'm gonna ring the bell.
The health bonus does change via the map because I believe it was 800 map 1, so and it's 1200 map 2, so. But it does vary based on how much permanent health, the average health of all combined members of the party. They did start the event up, and it looks like they're going to be sitting on the graves just trying to bunny hop, or not bunny hop, but jump on the comet and get them all killed. It looks like the infected just don't have any solution of this at the moment. The trees right in front of the graves can give them a spawn to work with, so maybe they'll try to get something off that.
Yeah, it just seems like that Banana Slinglosa doesn't really have an answer to Final Boss right now. I mean, even Final Boss's positioning right now is pretty solid. The really only place that they have to worry about is right behind this wall. Boomer could spawn and boom over onto the survivors, which could initiate the attack. But we're not going to even see a Boomer in this next attack lineup here. But we are going to see our Hunter work his way in. The jockey should be spawning with the smoker shortly and actually initiate. The Hunter is getting chipped, but the manages to land onto Francis. So Smoker gets a brief pull out onto Zoe, but will get shut down. And Jockey lands onto Francis. Well, going to bring him into the spit. That is the health bonus, and that's going to do actually quite a bit of damage to it, taking out about 10 or 15 damage worth of it. And that will also drop the health bonus down to a 652. So they did a little bit of work on it right there, but they're going to have one more attack to make something huge happen here, or this is going to be an absolutely massive health bonus making it in here.
Yeah. I saw that they were going for the tree in front of the graves. I wonder if Banana doesn't really know this map too well, because it just seems like they've walked up the ladder to hit the alarm. They're not spawning in the front of the trees where they know they can get the spawn. They're not getting the spawns where they would get for optimal damage. And Final Boss just really is too well put together. And it looks like the Smoker's actually going to pull Zoe back and it lands on a hot. Charger's coming in a little late, and it's looks like all time to clear the Smoker. Charger misses and gets cleared, and this attack is on.
Nice job.
I'm just reading Twitch chat. People are just making fun of Redux. I love you guys for that, by the way.
Well, at least
Yeah,
we're
Any damage on the health bonus is good damage, but it's not what they need to win this game.
Yeah, that's a pretty massive health bonus to say the least. 604 health bonus coming out of the third map for Final Boss. And that's just a really good survivor play. They're already up to a 3,000 score after 3 maps. They're well on the way to making a 5K score at this rate. And Final Boss is just really pulling the carpet out from underneath Banana Slinglosa right now.
Yeah, they need to do something, and they need to do something fast. What they need to start with is just playing a solid survivor. They can't eat any more charge spits because it was just destroying their health bonus before they even got to the tank.
And most certainly, I mean, I don't even really have any advice for Banana Slinglosa right now. They just have to totally change the way that this game's going right now if they want any chance of making a comeback. Like, their survivor play needs to increase, and cohesion and whatnot. Their SI play needs to be tighter, and they just have to make things work. Like, this is really bad if things continue the way that they have been. I'm just gonna say that. But we have the attack initiating here. Jockey lands on Lewis, and Charger will actually take the smoke guy, and the spit will go down out onto it, and that will be quite a bit of damage going on to Zoe, as she is still coming off with the smoke hitting her as well, and he will take about 40 damage worth of it. And I mean, they're going to be able to keep pushing ahead here and probably kill off the witch, but it's definitely not going to go unrewarded or anything, because they definitely got hit hard there.
Yeah, it's very telling when you can see a team that's practiced their SI together a lot, because the Smoker didn't want the cap, he just wanted to pull him out of position so the Charger could get it. That charge fit is all they wanted, and they got it, and Chemistry lost a lot of his health. The Boomer lands on one, and looks like the Charger, Jockey, and Spitter are still not ready to spawn just yet. They need to get ready for this, because if they get even another charge fit, I don't know how they're going to survive this next tank. It looks like they're just going to hold though for this witch.
Yeah, and as you said, if they start bleeding for this tank, Final Boss, they seem like they're one of the more skilled teams in this tournament, and hopefully, Banana Slingos don't start bleeding before this tank, because I'm sure the Final Boss is going to draw it out and really make it, a really long, drawn-out tank for them, and just bleed them out. And that's really all they should do. That's the right thing for them.
Smoker's spawned up trying to get them, just like, come to the witch, I'll pull you and you'll lose all your health.
So we will see.
They've got their Spitter and their other two cameras set up too, and it looks like the Charger actually came in and punched once and then ran away.
That is actually interesting. I did not even think of ever doing that. They actually jumped over the fence off to the left. And that's actually pretty interesting. Smoker will get a pull out on the Bill, and that's going to trigger the witch. But luckily, one of his teammates did shoot the witch and will draw her away from him. But that's still going to be a bit of damage going out onto Bill. And this witch is currently chasing, I believe it's Lewis, and he has an SMG. So he's going to be in trouble. Witch is getting caught up underneath the, I guess, the little pillars here. And Witch will die, finally. But Contempt just spraying the Witch to the fence, saving Bill from almost certain death. And now they're going to be able to push up to a couple more attacks here, and then the tank in the house.
Yeah, that was actually an excellent play from Lewis, shooting the witch so Bill didn't get incapacitated by the Smoker. And like I said before, I don't think they're bad players, Banana. I just think they need to get their team play a little tighter.
Yeah, I think the survivor
coming in from the back. Oh, try me. That's not good. It's the only person that's unloaded got capped, and the Charger misses actually, but the Jockey is taking Lewis for a ride.
Yeah, Lewis is most likely going to take it down here, almost certainly. Charger's going to go ahead and start just punching away at Bill afterwards. Charger getting a lot of punches around the survivors. Beautiful boom to initiate it. And that is just the power of letting a boomer initiate an attack if it's done well. Just really making things happen. This Jockey just really terrorizing the survivors right now. Just scratching Lewis, not letting him get him up. And finally, Jockey will be shut down, and they will get Lewis back on his feet and continue here. But they took a lot of chip there. They went from 2 greens down to a red and full temp, and then Zoe also took quite a bit of damage as well.
There's a hunter out there.
Yeah, they're already bleeding for the tank, and like you said before, they're gonna have trouble with this tank. I don't know. We have a Smoker, Hunter, Spitter, and actually extra still on a spawn timer, and I don't really know about the scratches they get. It was clowny, sure, but now that these kills, they could have bought an extra attack by this point. But now we have a Charger, Spitter, Hunter, Smoker, and there's this hit that Final Boss like. They like to get the charge spit, and the Hunter's pouncing in. Charger's all spawned up, Smoker pulls, and the Charger goes to the smoke target again and gets another spit, and it looks like Francis may go down. I believe he is.
Yeah, not lose, but Francis will most certainly go down here, and they're sitting in really bad shape now come this tank. I really don't even know what to say. If they run back, I think that's the absolutely wrong thing to do here. The attack is down, so I think the best thing for them to do is actually just push forward, push right through the house, grab ammo if need be, and just push the tank into the cemetery and just, push matters with him. Don't let him, take hold of the situation. So tank will be...
Like they did decide to go back, though.
Yeah, I think that's a completely wrong play. They don't have the health for this. They have to get aggressive on him. It's not a matter of, do we think that we can kill this tank? No, it's a matter of we have to kill this tank. We have to make him commit and come to us. Tank is going to start throwing some rocks here, though, as he stands on top of this trailer. Nice pull out onto one of the survivors. But we'll get clear finally, and Jockey also lands out onto a survivor. I mean, we could just go and toss it over to the Final Boss War Room. I'm sure it's going to be a pretty brief tank, though, here. I can only predict the white.
Yeah, I'm not sure how long they're gonna last. I'll say when the spawn timers are up, they die, because there really isn't much for them to do. They're trying to dodge a car, but they're getting back as fast as they can, but they really don't know what to do. They're just kind of sitting like ducks in a hen.
Most certainly. So let's just go ahead and toss this right over to them and see what they're saying.
That B-hop.
Okay.
Oh god, that's GG. Seriously, are they not gonna pop fills?
Do you want to rock or just commit?
Rock.
Thanks, man. Do you want me to just go in?
Yeah, go in.
I got backup. Never mind. You can have
I got
it.
pocket. I'll
Ladder
help
is
you.
too hard.
Okay. Nice job, nice job.
Oh, he got me
Oh,
up too.
okay.
I know, he did that.
Nice job, Nemo. Nice job, guys. Nice job, nice job.
Nice job, guys. Really nice job. They're just saying nice job like 20 times. It's kind of funny. But yeah, so that will be the white bifinal boss coming out onto Banana Slinglosa of the third map. Banana Slinglosa just having a hard time making a safe from it seems. And that will bring the grand total of the game to 3,072 to 821. Once again, in favor of final boss, and they ran out of shots to actually bring this game back, Blade.
Yeah, it's gonna take a miracle. They're just gonna have to basically bring in completely different players, metaphorically speaking. I say I don't think they're bad players. It's just like I see a lot of the local chat, like through the spec listener thing. I see them typing out a lot of things, and I wonder, are they not like talking with each other as much as they should in their mumble or whatever? It just doesn't seem like their communication is very good. I saw someone get pulled last map for ages before they actually got cleared, and it's just setting them up for these awful charge spits.
Yeah, I mean, I was reading spec chat a little bit, or not spec chat, but Twitch chat, and supposedly a lot of South Americans don't actually have mics. So I don't know if it's a thing where their whole team might not even have a mic. They might be micless. Not sure if that's true or not. I'm sure a couple of them have to have mics. But, you know, it's definitely a hindrance when your whole team isn't able to communicate through voice. When you have to stop and type things out, you could really miss key things in the game, or, you know, be late with sending your SI in, or there could be an attack that initiates and you're typing out, we should push back with tank. And it's, you know, just things like that, and it's just unfortunate if they don't have mics, but hopefully they do. Hopefully, you know, being competitive players, that they were actually able to buy mics, and we'll have the first attack coming in here. Hunter working his way up on top of the church tower, looking for a DP. Attack does come in, nice double charge lying out. Jockey's still looking for a target here. Spit goes down onto Francis. That's gonna be a lot of damage out onto Francis, and Jockey actually landed as well. That's gonna be a lot of damage on him as well.
Yeah, that was actually a pretty excellent attack. Spit was maybe like half a second late, but it still got the damage it needed, and Francis is almost in the yellow already. I think if they can keep getting attacks like that on, they'll be much better for the tank, but it's the road to winning this game is a long one, and it's going to be paved with pain.
Yeah, most certainly. Once again, they could pull out all the stops here. Their asset attack could be absolutely brilliant, but it comes down to survival play. They need to make back a lot of points, and that's 2,400 points sitting right now with 2 maps left. Attack coming in, nice smoker hunt into the spit, and tried to get a couple punches onto Zoe just as well, but I believe that was word during God frames, so no damage coming from the punches, but still a lot of damage actually out onto Zoe herself. And we'll have a tank coming up in the hands of Banana Slinglosa Poco. He's one of the people that I actually heard of. I'm hoping he can pull something big out of here with his tank and just make it work for them.
Weapons here!
Yeah, I actually liked the recovery. Like, they started the attack previously with a charger, and it wasn't that great because it missed, but then all of a sudden they had a displacement into the spit, and charger just started getting punches. Unfortunately for the God frames, Zoe didn't take as much damage as she should have, but I still thought it was a pretty good recovery infected attack, and it looks like Hunter is going in on Francis and lands, and they're trying to get him cleared, and he took a little bit of damage, and Ruber lands on Zoe, and the car is in, and it's so close! She almost got incapacitated from that, and it looks like the tank is just launching these cars from the sky, trying to land on them.
Yeah, I mean, this tank, he got the hittables in very well. As you said, they almost actually hit Zoe herself. But really no incaps coming from it as of yet. And tank's already taken about 1,400 chip, and that's just really going up right now. Already up to 1,600 as I'm saying it. And they're just really picking away at the tank with every chance they can get. And I love you guys in Twitch chat, by the way. You guys are...
Looks like the smoker got a pull, but got cleared pretty quickly. Boomer and Charger left on the field. Looks like they may buy their spawns to get some tanks to reposition. It looks like that's what they're doing. The Boomer gets meleeed and pop, and all that's left is the Charger and the tank. Tank is sitting on 10% of his second half, so he really doesn't have an option. He has to go in. He's gonna lose that tank though, if he's not careful.
Yeah, he has to get in, and I don't think he should be backing out right now. If Bill runs behind that Humvee for a second, it's going to go AI. And so with Zoe pushing him, he is going to push his car in, looks for Nincap out onto Bill, but not managing to get it as he gets. And he's just getting really railed into right now, down to 900 HP, 700 HP, looking for a Hail Mary car, not going to do anything. Down to 600 HP, one last car hit, maybe one more now. The service have kind of disappeared on hitting him, and he has finally gone down, so that will be the end of the tank. Another no-hitter tank, I believe, and really the only damage coming out were from the SI themselves. And some more things being said in chat that I can't read because I don't speak Spanish or Portuguese. I'm not too sure which language it is.
These cars from Poco are so close. They're like rubbed up against Francis and Zoe, but they didn't land. It's so unfortunate for him, but he just doesn't have an answer after those cars are gone. He just gets destroyed by the Uzis of Final Boss, which it seems they traded them out for Chromes now. Probably was the only weapon in the quick mark or whatever.
Hey, I love Chromes. I'd be perfectly fine with my whole team running them. But we have a Boom spawn. We're looking for a Boom. Actually gets popped completely before getting anything out. And Francis just doing work with his axe, just taking everything out. Leveling the Charger, and then pretty much, I don't know if that was a dead step and then melee on the Hunter, or was it a melee ski? I'm not too sure. But either way, he got both kills, so good heads up play by Francis. And that's going to allow the Survivors to keep pushing up here and pretty much have a free pass to the event, I would think, if the Survivors move fast enough. Actually, no, there is a witch up
They do have the
ahead.
witch again, yeah. And the witch is in the way. I don't think they can pass it.
Just jump over ahead, it's fine. So looks like Bill is going to go for a crown. Just runs up and shoots her in the back of the head. Going to get that easy crown. Nice double boom in the back with a jockey laying out onto Lewis. And that will be the end of the SI attack. Boomer climbing up the ladder with his fat butt. Looking to make something happen. But gets popped. Redux knows all about those fat butts.
Fortunately, the witch was a roadblock for the capping SI. The Boomer did well, though. He got boom on too, but it just wasn't enough with your capper for getting blocked by a dead witch. Or door frame. Either or. Looks like we have a spitter spawning, jockey, charger, and we're waiting on Poco's spawn, and he got a smoker. So we have 3 cap and a spitter. This is the chance to do a lot of damage. This horde is endless, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, this horde does not end. It's it's a really brutal horde to say the least, because it's common a lot of them spawn on top of you and will drop down top of you. Nice charge going out, nice double cap in the back. Actually, the charger will get clear before you be able to start pounding away on Francis. And Jockey will also land on the build and get quite a little bit of damage. And Spitter just going to delay the Survivors here a bit and then lag out. Not too sure what happened to Spitter.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. I think they should have kept that Spitter. Spitter is one of those support effectors that works very well in this area because it's just much small, tight areas. But he's going to stagger spawn. We'll get this, and Banana will be waiting for Chemistry to get a spawn. They have a Smoker, Hunter, and Jockey, so they'll probably get about one more hit.
Yeah, they're gonna
have
to
do something.
Yeah.
800 health bonus.
Yeah, as you said, they have to do something here. It's not a matter of how much, it's just a matter of doing something. Breaking down the health bonus. We're gonna have a pull going out with a nice boom going on to Bill, but in hindsight, that's gonna cause all the horde to just focus on the Bill, leaving the other 3 survivors completely free here to do whatever they want. And the last 2 SI up here really need to make something happen with this Smoker and Jockey. Actually, it's only a Jockey up, so that will be an SI attack as Jockey goes and gets shut down. And so I was just going to beast the way into the save from here with a huge health bonus. I'm going to go and check fast. It's going to be 740 health bonus. Wow.
So, for the another Swiss tournament, how do finales work? Do they have to play it, or is it a if both teams agree kind of thing?
I believe they have to play it, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sure if it's really a huge blowout and one team doesn't want to play it, I'm sure it's like, whatever. But you are supposed to play a finale. Like, if both teams don't want to, yeah, I can see why they would drop it. But yeah, if one team doesn't want it but the other does, then you have to play it.
Okay. For the new scoring system that ProMod has introduced, the survival bonus is obviously based off the health bonus divided by 4, so each survivor is worth 1/4 of the health bonus. But this defibrillator penalty is supposedly a combination of the witch bonus and the holdout bonus, correct?
We might need these.
Watch your back.
Oh, wait, hold on, I was doing something to fix it. What was the name of that question?
I was asking if the defibrillator penalty is a combination of the winch and holdout bonus.
Yeah, I
Looks
believe
like
it.
a good hit on the hunter actually, but the spit was off the mark a bit.
Well, no, the way that the holdout bonus works is it's actually taken directly out of the map distance of the map. So it's literally part of the map distance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the defib bonus is actually just the witch kill.
Right, because there's no defibrillators in Promos.
Yes. For those of you that don't know, a negative times a negative is a positive. So when it says, you know, for the defib penalty minus 20, it's not actually minus 20, it's plus 20.
Tank is up in the hands of Ace, who's gonna jockey Boomer and Smoker. They're just trying to delay the survivors going back, but it didn't seem to work out too well. The Smoker's at really low health, and he's having a hard time dying, actually. Boomer gets up and actually lands on Francis. I'm very surprised they didn't pop him.
I was actually just notified by Fig that if you do leave the 5th map, like every team doesn't want to play the 5th map, the other team has the option of playing against bots. I guess there's going to be something to do with the distance points. I'm not too sure.
So the other team just play the map and get all the points they want, basically.
Pretty much. But we already see Acer here as tank for final boss. He is going to start committing here, so let's toss up right over to the war room.
Just want to make some noise. Make some noise,
Nice.
bro.
Let him do a lot of work. Let him do a lot of work.
Nice, that's
He
helping
needs
out.
help,
Just
he needs
helping out. Hi there.
There it is, guys.
Wow,
There it
nothing
is.
job.
for me to cover.
Yeah. Ammo gets nothing. Just go scratch the down guy. Yeah, that'll help. There we go. Good job.
Nice job, guys. Nice job.
We are back once again from the final boss war, and that will be the wipe yet again coming out from their tank onto Banana Slinglosa. And there's a lot of chat going on by them. I'm not too sure what it says once again though.
Unfortunately, I think it's curtains for Banana. I don't think even if they completed this map with all of their health, it would be enough to save them. It's unfortunate, but it's the final boss just commanded such a lead from map 1, and it just didn't seem like Banana could pull it together team-wise. All of their SI attacks were pretty sloppy. They couldn't deal with tanks very well. It seems like final boss was just so good at separating them and causing chaos.
I mean, Final Boss is also a previous team. I forget what the team name was, but they just played and watched left for the tournament. It's Killer Beast Evil. It's Team Spectacular Success, I believe it was. They did fairly well actually in the tournament. I believe they were a top contender for the actual title. They made it into the finals brackets out of the group stage, but I do believe they got knocked out in the quarterfinals. I don't believe they made the... No. Hold on. Yeah, they went up against Table Flip Kings in the quarterfinals and actually got knocked out right there in the finals brackets. But still, they're a very strong team, and I'm not too sure who Banana Slinglosa are. They could be a fairly new team, and it's just, you know, it is what it is for the first round. Next week, though, we're going to see a lot more closer matches as the field starts to divide up into the top and the lower half, and hopefully it brings us a lot of good games. And I'm hoping for it. I'm waiting for it. And why is Twitch chat blown up at me? Blade, am I wrong? A negative times a negative is a positive? Am I wrong? Your mic's silent again.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Alright, I was saying that you're absolutely right. A negative times a negative is positive.
Alright, because people saying I'm bringing them back to Math 10 class or something like that. And I'm like, I know a negative times a negative is positive. I don't know if they were just like making fun because I was doing math on the stream or giving them a math lesson.
Well, I don't know. I think the defibrillator penalty is always a negative, like it's minus 25 if you use it in vanilla. I'm not sure though, somebody might have to correct me. But either way, that's how they distribute the points for Witch and Holdout. And it looks like we are playing the finale, is that right?
Yes, we will be playing finale. It looks like everyone is here. Tycho's the last person to ready up for Banana Slinglosa, and we will be getting this round underway for you guys as soon as he does do that. And for the first stack, we're going to have a Hunter, Boomer, Charger, and a Smoker, it looks like. And there's the ready up, and we're going to get this underway for you guys. Hunter going right away, trying to sack himself right away here. And it's actually an early tank, 39%. That should be somewhere out in the street, I believe, here. They shouldn't have to go through the house, but they might have to go into the house. I could be a liar completely now that I think about it.
The survivors don't necessarily have to get to 39% to put the tank to spawn. It looks like a smoker's coming in and hold back gets popped immediately. The boomer gets destroyed and the charger off the mark.
Check that house.
Yeah, so the entire attack just gets shut down immediately, and actually that tank did spawn out right on the stoop of the house, so they didn't have to go inside the house, but they're gonna actually just decide to push the tank here. Tank was actually once again typing in chat, and the survivors were able to get right in his face because of that. Like, I really don't know if they have mics or not, but they have to use it and stop typing it. It's not beneficial to them.
Looks like Chemistry's going for the car, but he's already lost a quarter of his health. He needs to get something with this, but he's off the mark again. Looks like the Hunter's coming in from the back and trying to pounce the tree to distract him, but he's not doing much. Oh, he actually gets hit on Zoe. Boom on the pole. Car is coming in, but it still is not able to get on anything. He misses a hit on the car. The Smoker's actually doing a ton of damage.
Indeed, so a lot of damage coming out there onto Lewis, dropping him down about 33 health right off the start. But this tank is just getting surrounded and killed off by the survivors. Bill just batting him down after his death, kind of rubbing salt in the wounds. And Evil's gonna just try to fight off this common that's been lurking on him the entire time. And I do hear a witch. And the witch is behind this fire. She's right behind this fire. Should be an easy crown for Bill. Runs straight up to her and shoots her in the face. And that will be the end of her. Actually, I shouldn't say shoots her in the face. It's more like shoots her in the chest. For those of you that don't know, if you want to crown a witch, you don't shoot her in the face. You shoot her in the chest or middle of the back. Just so I'm not saying things that are politically incorrect. So we will have no attack coming in here. Charger gets shut down immediately. Smoker looking for pull out on the Evo gets shut down as well. With the only thing landing actually being the boomer on the Bill, and that's going to be a pretty easy cleanup for the survivors.
It was actually funny that during that tank, the Hunter was pouncing around trying to distract because it seemed they were so focused on killing that tank that they didn't know that Lewis was spooned and pulled, and he ended up losing about half his health.
Reloading.
Yeah, that was a little unfortunate, but I mean, they killed the tank off really with no effort put in. It was a pretty easy tank on this game. Boomer will spawn up and get a nice double boom out onto Bill and Lewis, and this should trigger this attack coming indeed. Well, Jockey looking around for something to land on. Hunter and Jockey will find the same target being Bill, and Zoe will go ahead and shut down the Charger as he's going for some punches. Jockey's working his way towards Francis but gets killed off by Zoe before he can even latch onto him. And I'm not too sure what the survivors are doing right now. I don't believe they triggered the event yet.
Reloading.
The poor Charger tried to jump up on the rock and he realized his legs were too short for that.
Rescue boat's on its way. Now we gotta hold on.
They did trigger the event. Actually, it looks like a spitter got in just to do something, but it didn't really end up getting on anybody because they're sitting on the little wooden plates that are, or wooden cylinders, I guess. I don't know how to say it really. It looks like the Charger's coming in from the back, but actually gets Lewis, but the spitter's dead, so what can he do? So he gets pulled down and cleared immediately. The Hunter comes in last and a little too late because he gets cleared before he even knew what hit him.
Most definitely. Now people are quoting me in chat, shoot woman in the chest. Kiss me 2014.
Gotta make sure every pellet hits.
I didn't say go shoot a woman in the chest. I said if there's a witch, if the zombie apocalypse happens.
Is that what you're saying, Kiss me?
Yes, okay, but all women are witches. That's what a W.
Got a Charger, spitter, Jockey. Hopefully the spitter won't. No, well, the Charger was the first to go at this time, and it's just like their SI is not coordinated enough to do any damage. I don't know if they've given up or they're just not communicating well enough. Like we said, there's a lot of evidence almost to see that they're not using their mics, and it shows because it's just the SI are going in one after the other. One dies, another waits 5 seconds, spawns and dies. They're not coordinated enough to do any damage to one of the top NA teams, apparently.
Oh god, Twitch chat is absorbing me into it. But yeah, servers are just going to keep drawing out here. They know the tank will be up fairly shortly, so they're going to go ahead and push off into the left side, the big wide open area here. With only a few trees here and there to actually allow us for spawns. But SI are going to be able to get some pretty good spawns actually. Getting a boom out on the Francis as well. Charles going to go for a Hail Mary charge, but gets level in the process by Lewis. And Spear's going to have nothing to spend on except for the empty ground. And that will be, once again, another attack. Really well shut down. Or shut down really well. How to English.
Lewis Lewis knows to get on that rock because if he doesn't, the SI can spawn in that mountainous area behind them, the ones with the 2D grass texture or whatever. The SI can actually spawn up there. I've seen boomers get up there, spitters and whatnot. It looks like we have a Hunter, Boomer, Smoker, and whatever the last SI was in control of Tycho with the tank. It looks like Smoker missed the pole. Hunter coming in from the right side gets absolutely shot out of the air. Lewis is actually low, he needs to pop quickly. Rock going in, off the mark, and they're just pulling him apart. Smoker gets pulled up, but he's still on the rock, so Tank decides to go for a rock instead, and it's just, he's fishing for, I don't even know what he's fishing for. He's just walking in the middle and missing punches.
Tank gets absolutely massacred. I don't really know what else to say about that Tank. He kind of committed when his SI were already 2 down, and he was only 1 up with the Smoker as support, and it just didn't go well.
I was trying to break that down what he was doing, but he just decided to commit when he shouldn't have, and the Thunder gets destroyed out in the air. The Charger actually lands, but there's nobody to support him. The Boomer comes in last and actually lands on 1. Not surprised that arc went the way it did. It looks like they will return to the Doctor to clear out the sword.
I have to go kick the people again.
Usually popular because everyone wants to see it. Poker tried to pull the Doctor, but it didn't end up connecting. We've got a spitter left, and I hope he doesn't. Oh, he's got a Charger, so hopefully they don't go in one at a time.
Actually, it looks like there's no one else in here but you and I. I guess everyone got the hint. But yeah, so we are going to survivors just holding out the horde here. Once again, they're going to have about another wave and a half or so before the boat will come to rescue them. And there's going to be maybe a couple more side attacks at most. And it looks like they're going to make this boat with a huge health bonus. I'm going to go ahead and predict like an 800, 750, 800 like this.
Is the health bonus for Finale higher than everything else? I know you said 1200, and that seems like the highest. Is this even higher?
I believe this is a 1600 initially. Could I be wrong?
It says if it was 50%, it'd be like 800. So yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I think it's about. Yeah, I believe it's still double the distance.
Charger, Boomer, Hunter, and Smoker up. This is a good chance to get some damage in, but they need to spawn in somebody to lead the Boomer. If they're gonna get some damage, they need to do it now.
Yeah, they need an absolutely huge hit here. This horde right here will never end. Hunter gets shut down immediately upon entrance. A nice dump boom going out onto Lewis and Zoe. Boat is probably right behind me. Indeed it is. It's coming to rescue the survivors here. Charger's just off staring at the house. I don't know if he's thinking that's a really nice house or something. But I hope Bill doesn't get hit off by the boat here. He is actually going to get pushed off into the water. Just shot off by it. And he's going to have to walk all the way back around. Charger's still staring at the house thinking that's a really nice house. And survivors are going to walk into the boat with a 928 health bonus. That is huge. And actually, max distance is 700, so that would make a 1400 max health bonus. You're right.
Charger just sat up against the wall and thought about his life a little bit.
He thought about, his life choices, if what he did was right or wrong. And yeah, so we're going to see the survivors finish off this map with an absolutely monstrous score of 1648. Going to bring their grand total to 6,180. Our first 6K of the tournament happening right here. And actually, they could even make it a 5K point spread.
Yeah, quite acceptable for Final Boss. They are excellent survivor and infected players. For the tanks on the finale, when did they change it not to be 2 tanks? Because it's only 1 tank and then another horde.
I believe it was actually pretty recent, like maybe a month and a half ago. A month and a half or 2 months. I know Jacob's in chat, so he could probably answer that himself. I know he was making comments before. I'm not sure if he's still in here, though. If he is, I'm sure he'll answer. But, yeah, I believe it was like a month and a half or 2 months ago at max.
It's interesting. I don't really have a strong opinion about one way or the other, but it's time for an attack, and the Smoker pulls past the van. Hunter, Charger, and Boomer all come down perfectly at the same time. The Charger's getting a ton of damage. They need to clear him. And, wow, that was quite the first hit for being as fast cleared as it was. Chemistry already lost 30 of his health, but it's quite telling how much better Final Boss is infected, as all 3 of them flew down from the sky at the exact same time, and the tank is up and in the hands of Extra.
Most certainly it is, and I think we should just throw this over to final bosses of war for the final tank here. They're probably going to be pretty happy. I mean, the game's theirs. It's mathematically impossible, unless you guys want to know the course on that, but it's mathematically impossible for Team Banana's Slinglosa to actually take this game away from them right now. But, I mean, let's just go and toss it over to the Worm and see what they're doing with this tank.
I like the team.
Ooh, I got him too.
Hunter!
So did you.
So did you.
Save.
Just keep that LOS, bro.
I'm exploring the map while you do this.
Try to give me a rock with, guys.
Hold on. Give
No,
him
not that.
2 seconds.
I'm reloading.
Alright,
Not ready,
let's
not
do
ready,
this,
not
Jason.
ready, not ready.
Oh,
But
I
let me
don't
get on
care
this
if you're
house
not
over
ready.
here.
Alright, I'm ready.
Alright, let's do
Fuck
this.
you, man. I don't care if you're
Go,
ready.
go, 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 go.
Come here. Oh,
Oh, YOLO!
nice boom. Just wait until they're horde.
this guy just
Keep
Keep
LOS.
me.
Keep LOS.
There we go.
Oh, so close.
Reloading.
Alright, you still got the car.
I'm gonna push in soon. I'm taking 2 more new chip.
Yeah.
Too many chips.
Too many chips. I'll pull into the car for
I'm
you.
getting. Okay, I'm gonna start heading in.
I'm gonna spawn right
This guy
behind
is
it.
by himself in here. Are they pushing inside? All of them.
Just get the car.
That'd
I'm
be
gonna
a
pull the. I'm
perfect
pulling
time to
in.
go in.
Go, go, go.
Why can't I? Wait, what the fuck? First I can't spawn. Now my tongue doesn't. Wait, I got this
Get
guy.
fucked.
I don't understand this game.
I think I might
You should
have
probably
just
get out.
back.
You should probably
I
get out.
Good,
think
dude.
I
You gave him a
just
chance to
back.
win. You gave him a chance to win, man. It's all good. Not helping you either.
That, my friend, is
Just
called
get-
a
just get out. Just get out.
big sack.
Get out and throw rocks.
I am.
AI that shit, dude. Go all the way back and AI that shit.
Nah, don't AI it. Play this
Ready
out.
for a rock? Let's go for a
Yeah,
rock.
give me
Yeah,
a
let's
rock,
get a
give me a
rock.
rock, alright.
Oh, they
Aim
blocked
that
my
rock
spawn.
down. Quickly, guys, I
Come
don't
on,
want
they
to go
blocked my
AI.
spawn.
Quickly.
It's okay, I'm distracting them.
Paco over here. Okay, that worked.
Poco.
It's Paco. Shut up.
Paco's with an A, buddy.
I don't care. Calling him Paco.
Oh, that's the other guy's Psycho.
Oh, he's balling you.
Try.
And we are back, and Team Banana Slinger's actually not dying to this tank. They actually played it really well.
I hate small towns.
So proud of them. They got the tank. Men will cheer, women will swoon. Banana took down the map 5 death tank.
Reloading.
We can get to the river through here.
But it's good on them to give us the best show that they're still playing their best. They even
Yeah.
give us a love you spectators.
Watch your ass.
I mean, if they really wanted to right there, they could have just, like, YOLO'd it and just ran past the tank with the car and everything and just, gone for the button. Then, like, first person to the button is the best. But, no, they played it out. They did what they had to do, and they took it really well. Really only one rock landing, and that was really just a rage rock out on the Bill. And the Witch will be triggered here with an attack coming in just to complement it. Smoker does get a nice pull out onto Bill. A lot of separation going on onto him. Charger missed the ability, though, and Hunter's going to land out onto Bill as well, out in the front. And that's going to allow the Witch a free pass to Francis in the back, who is our target. Messed him with the Charger. Oh, and Witch is going to swipe at him and end up getting the down on the Chemistry. The Charger's also going to charge out onto Zoe and stop her for a second there. But Chemistry will clear the Charger while he's down.
Thanks.
The distraction charger really was just walking around with his big arm just like, hey, look at me, hey, look at me. And then all of a sudden Chemistry lost all his health. So really got on him by the charger.
Yeah, definitely. He knew it wasn't his whole point to just get damage onto Francis. The Witch was going to do that. He just had to keep him distracted from the Witch because the Witch didn't have that much HP left when she got to him. I think it was like one pistol shot or one SMG bullet ended up killing her after Francis shot her. And we're going to attack initiating here. Francis gets a brief pull out onto him from the Smoker. Jockey also going ahead and getting a nice jock out onto Zoe and bringing her back a little bit. Boomer landing onto Lewis. And that will be the extent of the attack. Really, just Lewis has to deal with some Horde.
Yeah, they're still not doing too bad health-wise. Chemistry, of course, is fully bleeding out, but they still got a green on Lewis and green on Zoe. Bill is yellow, I believe. But still, they're not in too bad of a shape, especially if 4 extra sets of pills, rather. Got a Hunter, Spitter, Smoker, and Charger spawn the end, so this is careful. This is the setup, the Smoker, Spitter, and Charger. They like to run it. Charger coming in, he doesn't really know what to do. Smoker smokes the Hunt targeted, but they both get killed really quickly. The Spitter goes... Oh, but he actually gets the charge on him. The Spit goes down in the water and Chemistry... you're having a bad time, Francis. You're having a bad time.
Indeed he is. That is going to send Chemistry black and white here for the rest of the event. And the tank to come. So Chemistry's got to keep his wits about him and actually not manage to take another down here, or else that will be the end of him. And with 3 pills left, I don't know if there's any up on top of the docks. There should be indeed. There's 3 more pills. So they still have quite a few sets of pills. I don't think they should pop anymore. I think they're just trying to save them up for the probably tank. Yeah. I don't even think they triggered the event yet, but they're coming back. The docks that they have. I know they have triggered it. I just heard Zoe say both on its way. Nice pull going out. Bill going to start the attack here. And a double boom going out to Survivors just as well. Zoe and Lewis being the recipients of that. And no one's clearing Bill, and he's going to go down to spit there. Not too sure what that was.
Unfortunately, 2 of the members of Team Banana were blinded, and Chemistry really can't do much with that range of a shotgun, especially not a pro. Unfortunately, they'll have to go in with one of the greens to pick them up. But it does give them time to sort of fill up and get back to the dock. Most of those spawns are dead and only the Charger's alive as it goes, but he may end up spawning in behind the rock. He is going in. And he's actually ended up going for the rocket and it actually lands on Chemistry.
Indeed, that will be the death out onto Chemistry. I don't know how he ate the Charger or stood in front of the staircase, but needless to say, it did happen and he did get death charge there.
Watch out!
Evil saying I gave him what he wanted. I guess he was just standing there on the staircase waiting for it, and willingly took it.
Chemistry was the Charger sitting looking at the stacks of wood on the infected side, and he just looking at the water and caused his death. Chemistry is a deep, intelligent man looking at things lovingly. Looks like another Charger coming in. This one off the mark. Melee's the jockey, shuts them down, and it looks like the Charger's the only SI still up. Oh, actually the Hunter is pouncing around getting scratches, so he goes down. Bill trying to clear, but Lewis is clearly interested in hopping on one flank instead.
Yeah, definitely, and that will pretty much almost be the end of the Survivors here. The Hunter still pouncing around in the water. Smoker pulls Tycho down into the water, and Hunter looking for the pounce to end the game here, but gets shut down by Tycho. Nice shooting. And there is a boomer up looking to get a spawn behind one of the rocks here, and probably a boom on the down Survivors. Not sure what Tycho's planning on doing here. He's definitely not looking to help his teammates out here, though. He might just run back to the safe room, which I'm not sure what he's doing.
I'm sure he can do it. I believe in him.
I think he can make the save. Oh, he's going to eat a rock to the back of the head, though. Tank is surprising from behind. And he's going to chase him all the way after the docks. Tank's going to throw another rock underhand. Barely misses him. And he's challenging his Charger right here, right now, to a level. And he misses a level, and we'll get that charge. And that will be the end of the map here. And the end of the campaign at that. And so the final scores will be final boss sitting at 6,182. Banana Slingos is 1,246. Almost a 5K point spread, and just really different levels of play, I would say. I think Banana Slingos definitely, it was an odd matchup to say the least.